The air was heavy with heat in a small, forgotten village tucked away in India's rural expanse. Dust swirled in the air as barefoot children ran along dirt paths, their laughter ringing out as they played with makeshift toys. Women carried clay pots of water on their heads, their faces marked by years of toil. In the midst of this simplicity, under the shade of a sprawling banyan tree, something extraordinary was happening. A quiet battle against hopelessness. Anjali, a middle-aged teacher with a presence as strong as the roots of the tree she stood under, was determined to shape a better future for the children of her village. Her classroom was nothing more than the dry earth, her tools a piece of chalk and a worn-out wooden board leaning against the tree. Yet her passion was unrelenting. Each child sat cross-legged, their eyes filled with curiosity, soaking in every word she taught. Bill Gates stepped out of his car that day on what was supposed to be a routine visit to assess the outcomes of a health initiative funded by his foundation. But as he looked around, something caught his attention. In the distance, he saw Anjali and her students. Their heads were bowed in concentration, their faces illuminated by the flickering light of hope. Intrigued, Bill walked toward them, his footsteps kicking up the dust that seemed to define the village. "Good morning," he greeted with a soft smile, standing under the shade of the banyan tree. The children froze, their wide eyes darting to the unfamiliar man in the crisp white shirt. Anjali looked up, startled but composed. "Good morning," she replied hesitantly, recognizing the man but unsure why he was here. Bill's gaze swept over the scene, the cracked board, the tattered books, the eager yet undernourished faces of the children. "What are you teaching them?" he asked gently. "Math and reading," Anjali answered, clutching the chalk in her hand. "It's all I can manage with what we have." Bill's brow furrowed. "Why are you teaching outside? Where's your classroom?" Anjali hesitated, her voice faltering as she replied, "The school building collapsed years ago. It wasn't safe. This tree, it's all we have left." Something about her words stirred a deep emotion in Bill. He could sense the weight of her struggle, the determination in her voice overshadowed by the despair of knowing it wasn't enough. "These children," she continued, her voice trembling slightly, "they have so much potential. But without resources, without opportunities, what future do they have?" Bill's throat tightened. The faces of the children reminded him of his own journey, how access to education and resources had paved the way for his success. These children, too, deserved that chance. "What do you need?" he asked, his tone serious. Anjali blinked, unsure if she had heard him correctly. "We need a school," she said, her voice breaking. "We need books, electricity, the internet, a way for these children to see beyond the confines of this village. But who would care enough to help?" Bill's response was immediate. "I care," he said firmly, "and I'll make sure this changes." Over the next few weeks, the village became a hive of activity. Trucks arrived carrying materials for solar panels and internet equipment. Construction teams began rebuilding the school, while others distributed books, tablets, and laptops to the children. The dusty air was filled with the sound of hammers and drills, but also laughter and hope. When Bill returned to the village a month later, it was transformed. The new school building stood proudly, equipped with electricity and internet. Inside, children sat at desks, exploring a world of knowledge on their tablets. Anjali greeted Bill at the school gate, tears streaming down her face. "You've done what I never thought possible," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "You've given these children a future." Bill placed a hand on her shoulder. "No, Anjali," he said gently. "You've given them hope. I just gave you the tools to build on it." He turned to the children, who ran up to him with bright smiles, their eyes shining with dreams they had only just begun to believe in. "Remember," he said to them, "education is the key to everything. You can change the world if you believe in yourselves." That day, as the sun set over the village, its rays lit up not just the rebuilt school, but also the hearts of everyone who had witnessed what hope, determination, and a helping hand could achieve. For Bill Gates, it was a reminder that true success lies not in what you achieve, but in what you give back. And for the children of the village, it was the beginning of a brighter, limitless future.